Hi everyone, I'm Melody, and today I want to go over a certain fox who refuses to die. Tingyun came out at the very beginning of the game in patch 1.0, and with time, we've all seen just how poorly nearly every launch character has aged. And yet, that never applied to Tingyun. In fact, she's only gotten better and better, and may never be fully replaced without a direct 5-star power creep. Some may say Robin was that, and although Robin will be generally better, she never replaced Tingyun's niche. But hey, before I get into the meaty details of this whimsical Foxian, comment below if you still use Tingyun and tell me if you pulled for Fugue. I hope everyone is having a wonderful New Year's and got all the pulls they wanted. So, if you watched my last video, I talked about how Sparkle was undertuned despite being a limited 5-star meant to replace Bronya. Well, that is a bit relevant as I want to say that I really do think Tingyun is better for hypercarry than she has ever been. I mean, have you seen any showcase video? Tingyun has almost always been there, and only Super Break started to fade away how much you would see her. Now that Sunday is out, you'll see plenty use Robin Sunday pairing, but I've also seen quite a bit use Sunday Tingyun. And here's the kicker, I've seen that especially for the 3.0 beta characters. What's that? Yeah, Tingyun survived 2 entire years and is still relevant for characters moving forward. But what? How could that possibly be? What could make her so special, so good? Oh, it's her energy regen, isn't it? Yeah, it's her energy regen. You see, Tingyun up until Sunday was the only Harmony character who actually gave energy to an ally. But even post-Sunday, believe it or not, she still does it the best. Sunday provides 20% of a character's max energy, 40 energy flat if 20% doesn't reach 40. Now for this video, I'll be specifically talking about E6 Tingyun. She's free and has been around since the very beginning. Pretty much everyone should have her at E6 by now. Tingyun gives 60 energy when she ults to an ally, which is a huge amount, considering most hypercarry damage dealers usually want their ultimate a lot. She's the best for this. Let's get some examples for why she would be preferred for some characters. When paired with Robin, she can charge Robin up so she has no ult startup or downtime. Even her damage percent buff actually is enjoyed by Robin. Lune wants as many ultimates as possible to consume less SP. E2 Lune wants ultimates even more. Jingliu wants ultimates to keep her enhanced state going. Yinli wants ultimates to continue parrying every enemy attack. Jingyuan wants ultimates for consistent 10-stack lightning alerts. The list goes on, such as Argenti, Sela, or many of the 4-stars. For the longest time, the best hypercarry team was Bronya and Tingyun, but now we basically have the same setup but better, with Sunday and Tingyun. Sunday can still double the actions of the DPS, but grants energy on his own to stack with Tingyun's, allowing for ideal setups for such characters mentioned. But let's talk about other things that make her so good. I may as well just put all of her buffs out on the table here. So, her skill provides 55% attack buff, up to 27% of her own. 27% of 3000 attack would be 810, so safe to say if you build her right, the cap won't ever be an issue. After she skills, every time she basic attacks, your ally does 66% additional damage with her attack. She even has a trace that increases her own basic attack damage. This is because her own damage isn't actually that bad. Think of her like a mini Robin, doing a bunch of additional damage procs that add up. And they definitely want you to take advantage of this, as after using her skill, her speed increases by 20% for a turn. This works so well because she's actually one of the fastest characters in the entire game. Not only is 160 speed nothing to her, but she's easy to build for even beyond that. Stacking speed and actions on her is vital, as her buffs all depend on the ally's turns and not her own. So to get the most use out of them, Tingyun being extremely fast to keep basic attacking in the meantime is useful, both for damage and skill points. But not just that, she gains 5 energy at the start of her turn, so you get more ults the faster she is too. This means that the wind set is really good on her, but if you want to maximize buffs, she has the Scarab set now too, which is absolutely perfect on her. Her ally who got skilled will also receive an extra 5 energy on enemy kill per turn, which adds even more value, as well as their own additional damage proc per attack of 64%. And then her ultimate of course gives 60 energy, 56% damage percent buff, and 20% speed buff. The speed buff isn't that useful generally, cause it may actually slightly mess up 135/134 speed setups, but there are definitely uses for it. One I can mention is Sela running Sustainless. Keep in mind the speed buff only lasts for a turn as well though. Alright, so now why is this all so good? Well, I feel like the game is leaning to favor her again, and actually has been for a long time now. Robin loves energy and is phenomenal with Tingyun. Tingyun using her ultimate on her isn't a waste, cause Robin needs that energy more than anyone, and she can make really good use out of that damage percent buff. All while she's singing, Tingyun's own personal damage will skyrocket. I've seen pretty low invest showcases show Tingyun's basic attack doing 50 to 70k, which isn't to underestimate. There have also been so many new sets and light cones that benefit her build potential and freedom. I'd say she can even do some insane stuff with Sparkle. She benefits from all of her buffs, plus Tingyun can refill Sparkle's ultimate to help her have one-turn ultimates. There's a lot of potential there for the heaviest SP hungry characters to have all the SP they need. But for now, we only have 2 characters who explicitly are, so I'd wait until another one comes out. Speaking of characters coming out, however, Tingyun feels perfect for the new servant meta. Remembrance characters' gimmick is that their energy costs are absurdly high. Tingyun helps with this. She may not be buffing both the Master and Summon like Sunday, but there would be many cases where one does a clear bigger amount of damage anyway, so it's not as bad as an issue, I think. The reason why it hurts more to be single target for like Sparkle or Bronya is really just due to them not having energy regen to compensate. Now, I feel like all my points have been made about why she's good. Most of this may even be obvious for those who are hardcore into the game and have been since launch. So, for our last fun section of the video, I wanted to truly ask the question, what limits can we get Tingyun to hit? Essentially, I want to look at some of the most creative and crazy ways we can utilize her and bring her to her peak. Let's assume that you're a true Tingyun fan. All the snapping neck jokes have you angry, and you're determined to show the world your love for her. Let's also assume that your wallet is infinite if it means a fox lady is happy. What would be Tingyun's best light cone? Well, we have 2 routes. You make Tingyun a dance bot for as many turns as possible. Or you want to give her Sunday's light cone, which she can make full use out of. With Sunday's light cone, she'll have a permanent buff up time, and she'll definitely appreciate the flat energy. The skill point refunds are unnecessary, yet very nice. Lune could do so much with a team made up of Sunday and Tingyun both with this light cone. And what about Relic Set? Well, we have many options. 2-piece, 2-piece attack, 2-piece attack, 2-piece speed, 2-piece, 2-piece speed, or this full set for speed and extra buff and capability. Her planner can be Space Sealing Station, Von Rack, Glamoth, or even Lantern if you want more speed. With Energy Rope, 3-turn ults are only possible if you spam skill and have an additional energy source from planners or if you have Sunday's light cone. This is assuming she doesn't get hit, but considering her high aggro, you may let it slide and rely on her being hit. If you plan to make use out of Tingyun's basics, don't bother with Energy Rope and go full on attack percent. With Sunday's light cone and a skill basic setup, you'd gain 81 energy in 3 turns, relying on enemy hits for her ult. With Energy Rope, it would be 108 energy in 3 turns, so it's really up to you on what's most important. For stats, she wants as much speed as you can give her, plenty of attack at least 2,800 for maxing out your buff, and defensive stats for survival. That being said, if you're literally insane and have godlike relic luck, you may find yourself running crit Tingyun for even more personal damage. It's not necessary at all, but it's rather funny. You'd ideally need your head and hand pieces to have attack percent, speed, crit rate, and crit damage all at once. Maybe someone is brave enough. Now, let's get her into action. I already listed the top damage dealer she is best with earlier, but how can we use her to the fullest? Why, sustainless, of course. A crack team I'm sure would obliterate content would be an E2 Lune, Sunday at any Eidolon, Robin at any Eidolon, and E6 Tingyun. Tingyun can immediately help Robin get her ult since her technique would allow her to start the battle with it. If both Tingyun and Sunday have Sunday's light cone, they'll both be regenerating skill points, and they'll even be stacking the light cone's buffs, since this light cone never specifies that similar effects can't stack. At max potential, this is a giant 90% damage percent buff for Lune. Robin will grant everyone massive attack buffs, which Tingyun will love, and she'll grant everyone extra actions, which equals more energy, which equals more ultimates, which equals more Lune enhanced basic. Every ult after, Tingyun should be focusing on Lune, and essentially he'll be getting as many free action advance forwards as he can. While E1 Sunday and E1 Robin would be great, they would offer the only buffs not yet provided in the team, and it would be a huge damage boost for everyone. But E2 Robin is even nicer for Tingyun, as she'll get a 16% speed buff, and Robin will regenerate more energy, which means more consistent ults without needing Tingyun to refill hers. With E2 Robin, Tingyun can quite easily hit 200 speed due to all the available speed sets and her own speed buff. At that point, maybe running Dance 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 with Energy Rope isn't so bad since she can guarantee a second ult in one cycle. But on the topic of actions, what if we just make a really cursed team? E2 Fugue, E6 Tingyun with Dance Dance Dance, any idol on Sunday with Dance Dance Dance, and E2 Robin. We did it! The Action Advance team! It's possible! E2 Fugue gives 24% action advance per ult. Tingyun and Sunday will with Dance Dance Dance. And Robin, of course, 100% action advances everyone. Fugue will be ran with a crit build. Here, every character will have as much speed as possible. As for who to use Fugue's skill on, it would be Robin. This may sound stupid, but I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if someone could zero cycle with this wackiness. It'd be even easier with E6 Robin, who might as well be a DPS on her own. So yeah, go try that out. And if we're going to do a less expensive only E0 5-stars team, the safest pick may be Argenti, Sunday, Tingyun, and Huahua. They all synergize absolutely perfect together. But honestly, there's so much team diversity with Tingyun, because no other character can battery like her. And I'd really love to see some unique ways people can use her. I keep personally daydreaming about a team involving a DPS with Wind Set. Sounds fun. Wait. What if everyone ran Wind Set? Oh, I'm on to something, aren't I? Well, that's about all I have to say for Tingyun, but I thought it would be interesting to take a look at her and really make known how relevant she still is. If you never built her prior to this video, whether it's because she was a 4-star or because you assumed she might have fallen off, it might be a good time to go and use her. I refused to build her back then, but it took until now for me to realize that I actually like Tingyun as a character, so I'm certainly considering her for my Jingyun and Lune. If this video is informative or fun, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that, I bid you adieu, my notes.
Or else you will die!